Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this edition of Bingo Bonanza, live from the double wide of everyone's favorite beauty professional, Hummel figurine collector, and bingo caller, Miss Richfield 1981.
I'd like to tell a story of the prettiest of girls. It's me from Minnesota, in my heels and in my curls. Although my roots were modest, I was destined for the stage. My parents knew they had a star when at an early age. I did not say the word mama, I chose a different line. At just the tender age of 2, I screamed, "Oh, 69!" Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Bingo Bonanza! I'm your hostess, Miss Richfield 1981, and I invite you to stay right where you are and let me bring bingo to you. Oh, it's gonna be a bonanza because we've got a live studio audience and prizes and the Richfield winner spinner and fun, and it's all because bingo makes it better. It really does! Bingo makes it better, it makes everything okay. From facial sores to civil wars, black plague to tooth decay. Bingo makes it better, it can heal the world today. For help with all our problems, won't you grab your balls and play? Now it's your turn, join with me. Bingo makes it better, it makes everything okay. From facial sores to civil wars, black plague to tooth decay. Bingo makes it better, it can heal the world today. For help with all our problems, won't you grab your balls and play? Grab your balls and play, now you. Grab your balls and play. Grab your balls and play. I can hear you. Grab your balls and play. Grab your balls and play, hey! Hello, everyone! Welcome to Bingo Bonanza! It's just Lewis and I here tonight, and we are just welcoming you to Bingo 65. It's already been 65 bingos, yeah, and just the thought of it is making Lewis, he's actually looking for that hot dog under the... Mommy has a hot dog tonight. And yes, when mommy has a wiener, you know, then we make friends with the kitty. So anyway, it's Broadway bingo tonight, and I am so excited. I am your hostess, Miss Richfield 1981, and I do first and foremost bring you happy, Heidi Hope, and the friendly citizens and responsible merchants in Richfield, which is my hometown here in Minnesota, where butter is a spice and gravy is a beverage. Well, actually, I'm in P-Town. Of course, you know that. But anyway, but my heart is still in Richfield. And but I had to jazz it up tonight. Look at sparkly, sparkly. Ooh, it's fabulous. You know why? It's because we're talking about Broadway tonight. And I'd like to bring on all my guests. Wait till you see who I've gathered together for our Broadway edition of Bingo Bonanza. It's a whole group of, and some of them are my friends. Some of them are people who just agreed to be on the show anyway. And so let's bring them all on so I can say hello to everyone and introduce all these important, fabulous people. There they are. Hi, everyone. Hello. Hello. Oh, look. Oh, it's so exciting. Oh, this is fantastic. I wasn't sure who we got to be on the show. I recognize a couple of you, a couple faces. Yes, yes. And let's start out with, is that's not you, Seth, is it? Seth?
It is I. It is I.
Seth, you made the show? Oh my gosh, thank you. Oh, I know you've been trying to get on for weeks and weeks. He keeps writing to me and saying, please, can I be on this week? Can I be on this week? And finally, we found a week that you could be on. And here you are on Bingo Bonanza. And you know, I don't think of the Jews as gambling people. But we're going to be gambling tonight, aren't we? I think we are.
I'm not going to say that I'm a kiss ass, but take a gander.
Whoa! You didn't. No, you didn't. Oh, my gosh. Well, you know, you want to hear a little secret? I am a huge fan. You know that. That's not a secret. But I watched the other night, and you had that T-shirt on and Stars in the House. And I was like blown away. And of course, I was like in the middle of like going somewhere or whatever, and I didn't get a chance to say thank you. I was going to type thank you. But what an honor. Thank you so much for wearing that T-shirt. And you said a couple nice comments and remembered my title, my beauty title, Miss Richfield 1981. It's 40 years we're celebrating this year.
Yeah.
Which is super fantastic. Of course, I was crowned at a young age, you know that. But
yeah, it's 10 years before I was born, but it's cool.
Right. It was 10 years before I was born. I know, it's hard to believe, but it all adds up somehow. You tell me. So now James can't be with us because he's your beautiful partner, who's also just so talented, and joins you for his Stars in the House, lots of other things you do, which we'll talk about later.
Yes,
is actually at a play reading tonight. Right?
Yes, correct. He's actually in the next room, and he's annoyed that I'm ruining the Wi-Fi by doing this show.
Oh dear. Well, we're gonna have to do something nice, like maybe give him complimentary tickets to my show in P-Town, or make it up somehow. And anyway, and I don't see Julie either, your beautiful daughter, who's like super
dropped us. She's at the lake. It's infuriating. She's 20. We have no control anymore.
Right. She doesn't want to be in the same zip code, much less the same room, right?
Not interested.
Oh shoot. Well, anyway, we'll tell her I said hello, and then we have to move along and say hi to Mary. And Mary and Larry are very good friends of mine from P-Town. And you're not actually in P-Town tonight, though. You're back home, right?
Yes, we're sweltering somewhere just north of you. Yeah.
It is toasty, but we are so happy that it's warm because Mary and Larry and we're all here. We opened their shows together in P-Town on Memorial Day, and it was freezing.
Yeah.
I went out to take photos and froze. I mean, it was just freezing. Wasn't it like in the 50s?
It's sideways rain, and we had the last outdoor show of the season, and it was canceled because of the weather. So that was exciting.
The whole weekend would have been
40
canceled.
degrees. Nothing says Memorial Day weekend like 40 degrees and sideways rain.
And I always feel like it makes me feel like I'm on Cape Cod. You know, when I got that crazy weather. But Mary, think about it this way. We are able to be inside. That whole weekend would have been a washout. We wouldn't have had any shows if we had to be outside. So we're very grateful. Anyway, we all got together for breakfast the next day and had a great time. But so glad you're joining us. Can't wait to hear what you're up to and telling the crowd, look at this. Lewis is like, got my...
Well, we wouldn't have missed it for the world.
Lewis, what are you doing to Mommy's notes? He's looking for the wiener. Where's that wiener? So, and thank you so much. And then also, right next to Mary is Brian. And Brian, I don't know if I've actually met you in person. Have we met somewhere?
No, we haven't had the pleasure. I don't get to go to Provincetown. I work at a summer camp for about 12 weeks. I'm at the French Woods Festival of Performing Arts, where many of the people that now go work on Broadway or perform, they had their start here at French Woods. So this is a children's summer performing arts camp. It's been around for over 50 years, and I am honored to be the artistic director of the camp, and I also run the music program, conduct the orchestra. And yeah, we just began our orientation. Kids arrived this week, and we're really excited that we're going to have in-person camp this summer.
Hold on. Brian, why so shy?
Oh, there we are. You know what happened is Lewis knocked me offline. He hit one of the keys and I disappeared for a few minutes. So I didn't hear everything you said, Brian, but I did get the gist of it, that you run a fabulous camp. And that the kids are able to come to camp this year, which is super exciting. I mean, how thrilling to not have to, and you can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're just blank-faced.
Yeah. Fortunately, I'm used to that. That would really throw a lot of people, stunned silence and no facial expressions. I'm used to it. In fact, I find the applause disruptive and
disconcerting.
Right? When I'm trying to think of what the next thing to say is, I don't appreciate you laughing in the middle of it all. So, Brian, thank you so much. And I can't wait to talk to you more about this because it's up in the Catskills. which is it's such a beautiful, beautiful area. And you know who's in the Catskills right now, Brian? I don't know if you're aware of this, but Keith and Karen and Kathy and Cindy are all in the Catskills. But look at that. That doesn't say the Catskills. I don't know what does. Look at that. They're sort of, it looks like they could be smoking something. It doesn't look like the Jewish part of the Catskills. No. This looks like another area of the Catskills. You know, I have a feeling Seth Radetsky probably went to the Seth, did you ever go to the Catskills when you were a kid? Or was that over by the time you were a kid?
What's your point?
What I like is we just have to put a picture of you up just to get a laugh.
Exactly.
You don't have to say anything. I mean, really, the rest of us have to try to say something clever. You can just look at the camera and people are just dying. Did you go to when you were a kid, did you go to the Catskills?
It was past the whole Jewish time, but when I was in all-state chorus, the Concord Hotel, which is right near French Woods, housed us. So I was in kind of the post-prime Borscht Belt Hotel. So yes, I was there and I am Jewish, if that's your point.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Well, that was the next question because nobody knew that. That was a big one. Wow. Back on that one. So you kids that are in the Catskills, you're having a nice time. Do you know where this camp is? You should stop by and see Brian at the camp.
No, we're at our own camp.
I don't think you can get out of the driveway in your condition, but anyway.
No, you can drive.
All I know is there's a set of twins and a couple of you are gay. Yeah. That's all the information. Who are twins?
Back here.
The gay ones are in the back, and he and I are the twins.
Oh, and the gay ones are in the back?
Yeah. And I'm
That's always the way. The gay ones in the rear, and the other folks in the front, and it all works. Somehow it all works. Finally, tonight we have my friend Telly and his beautiful husband Jimmy. I was going to say Jamie. Jimmy. And I'm so happy to see. And look at that. Oh, you did not. Oh, look at that. Oh, my gosh. And we have known each other for so many years, and we perform in some of the same areas. You've been on cruises with me. We both perform at the Blue Moon and Rehoboth Beach. It's just so great. And then Jimmy, it's so fun to have Jimmy come along and be part of the scene, too. And you couldn't ask for a more supportive husband. My gosh, he's just...
Today's Jimmy's birthday, and this is how we wanted to spend our birthday playing bingo with you.
Your birthday today? This is the actual day? Oh, that is beautiful. You know what? That means I have to sing my birthday song for you, Jimmy. This is, and uncup your ears and listen. You're going to learn something, mister, because this is an original birthday song. This isn't one of that horrible... Happy birthday, and that I can't sing happy birthday and enjoy us in a minor key. It sounds like, unless we add, tambourines and a clarinet and, klezmer it up a little bit. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to sing my birthday song. I wrote this song in the 70s when I was heavier. And this is for you, Jimmy, all right? Are you ready, Jimmy?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready.
This is your birthday song. It isn't very long. So we have to get started on bingo and find out all the rules. Yeah, you're welcome. All the rules and all the important things that I forget, and I don't know what they are half the time anyway, because you've got my notes. You're moving my notes. I can't read them. Chris, come in and talk to us. You wait till you see Chris. I mean, you think you've got some beautiful people up there now. I'm telling you, my staff is absolutely stunned. Look at that. Whiskey helps. you old dog.
I was looking for a tank top that was like Broadway themed. I couldn't find one, so I got this shirt, which is if my life was a Broadway play, it would be called Whiskey Helps.
I was gonna say, where does Whiskey Help come into Broadway?
Yeah,
all right,
that is Italian. So I'm so excited. Everyone's joining us here on Facebook. We have a lot of people joining us on Facebook for the first time. Welcome.
Great, welcome.
Yeah, welcome. You can continue to hang out on Facebook, or you can go to playbingobonanza.com. The benefit of going to playbingobonanza.com is you get to play 3 games of bingo. There's 3 cards. That's 9 chances. I'm out of fingers and toes. 9, I think.
I know. I have a wiener out, so I had to take my glove off.
Yeah, that helps. Yep. So 9 chances to win. And if you win, you're going to win a gift certificate to Miss Richfield's store. So you can buy all kinds of fabulous stuff. Joe, do we have some of that fabulous stuff we can show? Look at that.
Look at all that cool
apron.
stuff.
Please continue to send the pictures of people just in their aprons. That really lights up my Facebook Messenger every time I get those. Those are a lot of fun. As well as the whiskey and coffee mugs that people occasionally send me in the Misfit Trip button. I love seeing both of those. So, but there's other ways to win. Because, by the way, if you are a winner, you have to be the first one to hit I Have Bingo. The first person in each game wins. First, number one. But there's other ways to win. One way you can win is hitting share on Facebook. There's 2 ways you can do that. If you're playing on Play Bingo Bonanza, just hit the share on Facebook button. If you're watching on Facebook, you can just hit the share button right there, right now. Now is a great time to do that. Like, this is that moment for you to do that, for your chance to win. We're going to announce the winner later. I want to say thank you to everybody who continues to show us they love bingo. They want us to keep playing bingo, and they do that by showing your love, by sending a little something that helps pay for wieners and fabulous dresses and sparkles and all that great lighting. Yeah,
and wiener holders.
Wiener holders are important too.
Yes, not just wieners.
And so you can do that by sending a Venmo to @Richfield_Tips. You can go to PayPal me, Richfield Tips. If you're playing on Facebook, you'll see a little link that pops up that you can do it. Also, you can do any amount on the bottom of your card, any amount you send. It shows us that you love what you're doing. We're doing here. You want us to keep doing it. We are really, really grateful. So thank you for making this possible.
And we've made so many friends here. It's really quite wonderful. In fact, some of you have come to see me in P-Town already. We've run into some folks. I know last week, Chris joined. We showed a picture of Chris, who came to see me, and she bought the wieners that he's enjoying right now are from my friend Chris, who came to the show. And anyway, and then Jim and Claudia have come to the show, my friends who've been on the show before. There they are. And they were just at the show this last week. Look at that. And look at my beautiful shoes over there. Aren't those fabulous? And really real homo shoes there. And anyway, but Jim and Claudia, so nice. They live in Groton, Massachusetts, and they motored in and got tickets to my show, and then we had coffee the next day. So you come to town, let me know. If I'm free, I'll get together with you. So anyway, but let's get started. I think we should get started. We've talked for about 20 minutes. Actually, it's kind of there. We're on our usual schedule.
Okay,
and we'll get early. More, Chris. I can't wait to hear more about what's been going on in Florida. I know I talked to my friends in Minneapolis, and they said Minnie's been hotter than heck. You know, they actually didn't say heck, but I feel like my church pays for my bus fare out here, so I feel like I don't want to swear. But yeah, it's been very, very warm in the Twin Cities. It's now been warm out here in P-Town too. And anyway, and so, but the good news is Yvonne and Naomi, they got their, the gong and the harp showed up. You know, I told you that Naomi, who plays the harp at my church, Mighty Fortresses Our God Lutheran Church in Richfield, she has this roommate, Naomi, or Yvonne, and Yvonne drives the motorcycle. They drove the motorcycle out and shipped the instruments, and the instruments didn't come last week, so that's why she did the bird calls. But this week, we're back to the harp, and Yvonne also has the gong, I think, has arrived as well. So they're sitting over there outside my slider. And anyway, but before we get started on this first round, which is going to be bingo in any direction, okay? It's going to be bingo any direction, which is just kind of traditional bingo. Oh. Thank you, ladies. So anyway, so it's bingo in any direction. But before we do that, I just thought I'd call on Mary to just kind of open up our first game and get us in the mood by singing some kind of a Broadway thing, a ditty. I'm sorry, I should have told you this ahead of time. I just spring this on my... These are my friends. I feel like I just asked you to do something spur of the moment. So I was thinking it'd be fun for you, before our first game, to just get us in the Broadway mood. So, you know, is there anything that you can think of that maybe a favorite song of yours? I know you're in My Fair Lady right now.
Well, you know, God willing, if the creek don't rise, we're going back in September. So... But now let's see.
So what kind of, is there one that could just kind of get us in the Broadway mood?
A little clippity clip of one. I had a dream about you, Richfield. It's gonna come true, Richfield. They think that you're through, but Richfield, you'll be swell. You'll be great. Gonna have the whole world on a plate. Starting here, starting now. Baby, everything's coming up roses. Now's your inning. Send the world on its ears. Set it spinning. That'll be just the beginning. Curtain up, light the lights. You got nothing to hit but the heights. You'll be swell, wait and see. There's the bell, follow me. And nothing's gonna stop us till we're through. Honey, everything's coming up. Platforms and big bouffants. Everything's coming up. P-Town and Pilgrim House. Everything's gonna be bright lights and comedy. Everything's coming up. Richfield for you and for you.
Woo!
Do you remember?
Oh, man. I recognize those are my shoes I gave you years ago.
Not anymore.
Oh, my God. Do they work? Do they still fit you?
You and I wear the same size.
Oh, you wear a 14 wide. I didn't know that. Oh, that's good to know. Good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know. Yes, well, actually, since I got bunions, I might be a hair bigger than I used to be. My bunions have sort of flared up over the last couple of years. So, but those shoes really didn't fit me anymore. That's why I gave them to you. So you have a little bit smaller foot, a little more lady foot than I have. But we do have Ruth here. Ruth is always helping us make sure we keep the games fair. And you know we're going to be calling all of the balls. Now, Mary, do you know regular bingo? Have you played regular bingo?
I have.
And Larry?
Yes.
That means all the balls are called. There they come. They're coming down the pike. Here we go. You can see. There we go. You can see them all lining up there. And that means we call all the letters, all the balls. We start with what's in the middle, Mary. Can you tell us what's in the middle of it?
FS.
Right. And what does that stand for?
Free space. Free
space. Right? Free. Who doesn't like free, right? Exactly. So mark your free space. You just need 5 in a row. That's up and down, diagonal, across. It doesn't matter which way. It's regular bingo, any direction. It's what we used to play when we were kids. Can you remember that? And we're going to start out with I-18. We all love to hear I-18. Exactly. I-18. And I-18, if you have it, you say, whee! Because if you have I-18, that means you're going to be lucky for the rest of the night if you get the first number called, you know? So now, Mary, you and Larry are going to be in P-Town more than just one time. Sometimes they're just in P-Town one time. B13, look at all the W's. B13, B13, everybody. But sometimes I know that you are barely in P-Town because you've been traveling.
Yeah.
And this year, you're not traveling right now, so you're going to come back. You're going to be part of something where I work, at the Pilgrim House. And I want you to tell us what that is. I think your show's already sold out, so it's not advertising it. It's more just for information. G57. Tell us about that, Mary.
I am part of something called Cabaret Fest, and this year is Broadway at the Beach. So I am doing a show called Extended Intermission with our good friend, the jazz great Mike Renzi. And it is the end of June 26th at 6 o'clock. And there might be some single seats available. You can go to the Pilgrim House website or the Cabaret Fest website.
And if you can't get a ticket for Mary and Cabaret Fest, you might be able to find another quality show at the Pilgrim House. Yours truly. Exactly.
We're all one big happy family at the Pilgrim House.
G59. It is a nice place to work, isn't it, Mary? It's a really nice place to work.
They're lovely people.
Generally in a good mood, and it's a real change from what we've been used to some other places, I think. Are we correct? We're correct. Yes. We'll just say, yes, look at that. Having trouble playing. Okay, so click new card if you need to click a new card. B10, everybody, B10. And then Larry, your wonderful husband of how many years together you've been?
Oh, together, almost as many years as you've been on the throne.
How many?
Well, married 31, but together 35.
Wow, that is amazing. That's so beautiful. You know what I mean? And that means you're married to your friend. If you've been together that long, you're friends. You know what I mean? Which is the more important thing than anything else, because then you want to hang out together. You know what I'm saying? I-21. And I don't think there's children involved because I think you're like me and you just don't care for children. So that's good. That works. B1, everybody, B1. And then Mary, thank you so much for writing that song. That was beautiful. But that was from Gypsy, and you're in another show on the road now, I-17. What is that show?
It is the Lincoln Center National Tour of My Fair Lady. And
I got to see it in Minneapolis.
That's right, just before we went to sleep for a little while. Yes.
And you're going to hopefully be on the road again soon, right? N35.
The
when
rumor,
be back on the road?
Has it September.
In September?
Yeah, allegedly.
Well,
So-
I think I wouldn't even say allegedly. I would say it's probably going to happen because everything else has happened sooner than we expected. The fall, of course, could lead to some more sickness, but let's hope not. You know, let's keep our fingers crossed. Where are you going to be in September? Where do you pick up? Where did you leave off?
We start in Texas. Well, the whole schedule has changed, but we're going to start in Texas and go to the West Coast and then down to Florida and then up to. We were supposed to play Boston, but it got dealt out because of scheduling. So
because of everything else, I-23. Because of everything else. It's the way it goes these days.
Yes.
Everything's getting canceled, rescheduled.
Yes.
I know. It's all, and we're doing the same thing. We're rescheduling, but you can't always reschedule at the same time. And what's nice about this is that Mary was also in Mamma Mia. You were in, what other Broadway shows have you done?
Bandstand.
Oh, Bandstand. That's right. I forgot about that.
And the First National of Bridges of Madison County. Oh, and Annie. Oh, sorry.
And Annie.
Thanks, Larry.
God.
It was
63. But the really exciting thing about My Fair Lady is she has a line. Do you want to recite your line to us? Do you want to recite your line?
No, I want to save it for the fans.
Yeah. Oh, so we have to pay for that.
Yes.
Oh,
also, I should, look at it. But
well, let me hang on a minute. Let's bring Telly in and with us.
Yes, let's bring Telly in.
Bring Telly in too. Hi, guys. And then Lewis just got back too. So if I suddenly disappear, it's because he was on the keyboard earlier, and you've never done that before. He knocked me offline. N36. Now, Telly has been in Broadway shows too. Have you ever been in one with Mary? Have the two of you?
No. I hope one day to be able to do that soon.
I would love that.
You probably have to practice more, Telly. You probably just need to practice more.
Or the other way around.
Yeah.
Maybe the other way
Really?
around.
Okay. Oh, really? Oh, okay. I was just going by age. I didn't know. I-25. Well, I mean, Telly looks like he just got his driver's permit last year. I don't know. But Telly and I and Jimmy have traveled together on Atlantis events, and we've traveled together also in where your next concert is, I think, at the Blue Moon,
Rehoboth Beach,
Delaware. And this is what I love is like you guys, unlike the movie stars, because you, what people may not realize is Telly, you were Aladdin in
Bingo.
Oh, for God's sake. Does this happen to you all the time, Telly? Just
Bingo.
Bingo was his name. You're used to it, though, right? You're ready for stardom, and then bingo, something happens. And it's over before. So hang on a minute. We just have to talk to Chris. Don't touch the keyboard. We have to talk to Chris. For some reason, the cat is like mesmerized with the dang keyboard.
It's these new fancy wieners have him all.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, or maybe he got into my pampering with codeine. I don't know.
Not that again. That was a disaster.
That was bad. Yeah. He was really ramped up for that one.
That's
but
right.
Who isn't? The pampering with codeine is
where the time.
So who won?
So our lucky winner is Cindy from North Syracuse. Congratulations, Cindy.
Oh, from North Syracuse. Well, hot dog, we got a wiener. And great.
Bingo makes it better, it makes everything okay. From facial sores to civil wars, black plague to tooth decay. Bingo makes it better, it can heal the world today. For help with all our problems, don't you grab your balls and play.
We love to grab our balls and play, but we can only do it because so many of you have been so generous with us. Haven't they, Chris? They've just been so helpful.
That's right. We are so grateful for everyone that sends something along. There's so many different ways you can do that. If you're watching on Facebook, you can just hit the button to send a tip. You can also Venmo or click any dollar amount. But we really just want to take a moment to thank everybody that has been so good to us, that makes this possible. And
let's see our bingo boosters. And this isn't everybody by any stretch of the imagination, but we want to say thank you, Jerry Williamson and Gary Butterfield. I love that last name. Gear Ness is a friend of mine. He's going to be in P-Town. He's a big, he makes perfume. And Doug is going to be doing a private bingo with me this week, Thursday. I'm going to get to see him. Gerald, thank you so much. And Raymond, we appreciate your support. Brandon McSherry, I appreciate that. Kevin, thank you, Kevin, so much. And Mark Mark and Sherry have been two that have been so faithful over many, many weeks, actually months of supporting us as we're trying to get through this pandemic and have really made this all possible. Who else, Chris?
Big thank you to Brian. Of course, I got to meet Brian and his partner. They came down to Wilton Manors, and that was really awesome to meet them.
And they're coming to P-Town, so I'm going to get to meet them too.
I know. It's so great how we make friends when people share bingo. It's really meant a lot to me. And thank you to Paula and Jean and Wendy. Wendy, I feel like your name is always on this list. We're so grateful for that. And Stefan and Gregory, Paul, thank you, Paul, as well as John Hollingshead. That's a familiar name. Kieran, appreciate it. You've been a great supporter, too. I'm sorry I'm going to miss you in P-Town by a day, but somehow we'll all meet up one day. And then, of course, also, thank you to Mike. Thank you, everybody, for your support. We could not do this without you. It means so much to us.
And it allows us to do this week after week, and we are going to continue it as long as people are interested, as long as they show up, and as long as we can pay our team. We've got 5 people that put this all together. I know it looks like we just slap it together, but there is some planning involved. I know it's hard to believe. But next week, we are going to be doing bingo again, and that's going to be on the 14th, and that will be Daddy's Balls Bingo in honor of Father's Day. Daddy's Balls Bingo. So don't forget, I don't know what, I think we're going to try to find dads. And if you know anybody who's a dad who wants to be on our audience, don't forget, right there, MissRitchfieldLive@gmail.com. MissRitchfieldLive@gmail.com. And you'll get to Adam, who is, Eli's still working with us a little bit too, but Eli got a great job. We're so happy in theater. But Adam's kind of picking up the slack there. So that's who you're going to be emailing. And Adam will get back to you. And he's dinging around again. Don't touch things. Okay. I swear I'm going to be knocked off. I hope you have bingo balls at your house that you can continue.
Yes, I have my spare balls. I have Daddy's balls, too, coming up soon.
So. Good. There we go. So we can just ask Daddy for balls. And so we want to thank everyone so much for that. And you know what I want to do right now, Chris, is I want to look through my magic mirror, because when I look through my magic mirror, I can see things that I otherwise can't. Oh, see, now I can see you all. When I put them I can't see you. I can see you. And Lewis likes to look through the magic mirror sometimes too. But he only sees wieners in the magic mirror. But we want to ask a question in our magic mirror. And we want to ask, what is your favorite Broadway show? You can ask it, or maybe, what is your first Broadway show? And my first Broadway show, I thought I'd tell you, was a touring production, because of course I was in Richfield. Believe me, we did not have money to go to New York, so we weren't going on vacation to New York. But my family did take me to Camelot with Richard Harris, and that was pretty exciting. He toured. And look at this, Danny. Danny saw Kinky Boots. That's one of his favorites. And Timothy Doubt. Oh, interesting. And so these are all, look at this. And Rent, I saw Rent when it was fairly new myself. And Cats, oh geez, Cats, how perfect. Look at this. That's your favorite, I think, isn't it? And then Hairspray, we love Hairspray. Joe, we love Hairspray. And Les Mis, if you got 3.5 hours, that's a great show. and Evita, which I saw and didn't really understand the music. Oh, the Music Man. I was in the Music Man in Oklahoma. I was in Oklahoma in junior high school. I know. It was so much fun, and so many great musicals. And then and Eric Sano, what did you say? Oh, Scarsboro Boys. Look at that. There's a lot of different. And then Kiss Me Kate. Oh, Kiss Me Kate. There was a Kiss Me Kate revival just recently. Hey, Titanic. Brad, how are you? And Josh, who I'm going to see in town, and Randy and Mike, Music Man as well. I was in the Music Man also in high school, and I can't read because the cat's in the way. Oh, Shannon. Hi. Sweeney Todd. Oh, I saw a great local version of that in the Twin Cities recently. And then, oh, look at that. So Jorge, thank you. And Kristen, Sound of Music, spelled with a K. And Mark Jenkins, The Book of Mormon, which I never saw, believe that or not. And Tony and Heather, hi. Mamma Mia. Oh, wow. Hello, that's a toe tapper. Curtis, thank you. The Lion King, Joseph, Mamma Mia. Phantom, I was waiting for that. Larry Blum, who is on North Cherokee and Fountain in L.A., A Chorus Line. I liked A Chorus Line because he was in the touring company of A Chorus Line way back when, just after the war, when that first came out. And then Jim and Claudia love Lion King. Oh, hi, Jim. And we put your picture on. Hopefully they saw that. Hi, Carmen. Hard to pick one, but Wicked and Chicago. There's so many, right? Look at all the different ones. Look at all the different people. My first West End in London. Oh, I missed that. Anyway, Man of La Mancha, Karen, and Wendy. Guys and Dolls, and of course Hamilton. I was waiting for Hamilton too. I knew someone's Joseph. I with Donny Osmond. Remember that one? Jekyll and Hyde. Oh, God. Oh, man. And with the fabulous, what's her name? Linda Eder, who a lot of people think I look like Linda Eder. George, hello from D.C. The Drowsy Chaperone. I saw The Drowsy Chaperone with the original cast in New York. That was a fun show. Wasn't that a great show? And he loved Chorus Line when I was a kid. Yeah, and Larry danced it, and he wasn't a kid. Jerry, look at that. My first graduation, Gypsy with Pat Lupin. Oh, she's a toe tapper. She's a good one. And then does Broadway Pizza count? Broadway Pizza counts. That's in the Twin Cities. I love Broadway Pizza. There's one in Richfield, a Broadway Pizza. And then I saw Rent 4 times. Jeez. And Phantom. How much money do you have? Chris, your first Broadway show is Fiddler on the Roof. Oh, I love Fiddler. That's such a great one. And then first Shenandoah. Okay, 1776. Oh, look at all these. Justin, Dreamgirls. Oh, there we go. I did not see it. Mike DeFlavia. Hi, Mike. Wicked, Rent, Miss Saigon. Yeah, Mike has money. He lives in D.C. He's rich. Okay, could go to Broadway shows like that. And then Joseph, Sunset Boulevard. Hey, look at all these. Look at all these different ones. Okay, think about this, you guys. How many different ones have been named? Love from Minnesota. I saw Hello, Dolly. I saw Hello, Dolly in the Twin Cities with Carol Channing. She used to tour with it. That wasn't my first one, but I saw that one. And look at that. Oh, Come From Away. Okay, my first Broadway show was a local production of, okay, there we go. Oh, hi, Leah. Oh, and Leah was in Greece. In fact, I think, Leah, we have a picture of you, Leah, in Greece. I think she's on the far left. And she's one of our friends that comes to bingo often, and she's been a guest several times. And she actually she makes purses. I bought a couple purses from her. Anyway, but we have to keep going. And I want to bring in Seth Rudetsky. And I also want to remind you, when I get my magic mirror out, I always remind you too, always, because I see some of you out there that are lonely, and I see some of you out there who are scared. Some of you are unemployed, just because the epidemic or pandemic is over. It's not completely over. And if you're still struggling, reach out and talk to somebody, okay? Don't handle it on your own. Don't be lonely on your own. Call somebody or get online. Come to a show with Stream Ally or do something to reach out. I always remind people that because it's really a tough world out there and a lot of people struggling. But I want to talk to my friend Seth Rudetsky, because Seth has been on Broadway. Actually, some of you might recognize Seth from the fabulous, and I don't know how many years you've done this, the Broadway channel on Sirius XM. How many years has that been?
I began in December 2003.
Oh, it did that long ago?
Yeah. It was right.
Were you on it that long ago?
It began before then, but I began December 2003. So, yeah,
it began before that? It doesn't seem like it's been that long. It's been on that long. And the Broadway channel started in 2003. And that's the year I started P-Town in 2003. That's 19 years ago. And amazing because I tell you, I love to listen. You and Christine Petty, And I know Christine really well from traveling too. We've performed in some of the same places, and we don't get Sirius XM too often. We have to put the trailers into a circle in order to, pull that down. But still, it's great. And tell me now, you must have how many shows have you played? Because you used to be playing the piano and conducting and all that, right?
I think on Broadway I've done 15 shows on Broadway.
Wow. You've done 15 different shows.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's been fun.
Yeah.
But I'm doing the Broadway series in Provincetown again this summer, so I'll be back in P-Town again.
You'll be back in P-Town. And I saw Mark Cortelli had a beautiful new poster put up because, we thought we were going to be outside, which they can't perform outside. They don't have any space. Then suddenly, like in a day and a half, the epidemic was over.
Yeah, exactly.
It took 72 hours and suddenly we were back to normal. It was a little frightening, but and then we're back inside. So I know Mark is planning on doing that whole summer. And hang on just a second. Don't go anywhere. We're going to start the next game, which is game 2. And trust me, this goes fast. But we are going to do a Broadway-themed game. B is for Broadway, okay? That means we're only going to be doing the letter B, okay? That we're not going to be calling any other letters. We're just... Oh, hang on a minute. The girls are going to... Wait a minute. Play the harp. There we go. That pretty? Yeah, and that gal that does the gong, she only has one arm. The other, she got a hook on the other side. That's what makes the really loud noise on the gong. She holds the gong with the good arm, and then anyway. So they're roommates, Yvonne and Naomi. So anyway, so we're just calling B's, but I want a B for Broadway. Oh wow, and we got a bunch of B's all lined up here. But I wanted to find out from you. First of all, I want people to know about some of the things you've done because we've been doing bingo through the pandemic. Just to try to keep people's spirits up, try to stay connected. We've done 65 of these, but you have beaten us by like 2 or 3 times or 5 times because how many, you've been doing Stars in the House. How many, have you counted those?
James has, I think maybe 400 shows, but the big news is it's a fundraiser we do to raise money for the Actors Fund, starsnows.com. But the big news is I think by the end of this month, we're going to have a big celebration because we will have raised $1 million.
Oh, you are kidding.
Yeah, just from donations.
Well, and that's how we work too. And we probably won't reach $1 million until in July sometime. That's when bingo will reach $1 million. It's going to be a little bit longer. We haven't done quite as many as you've done. B5, everybody, B5. But what's so exciting is what's great about it, and I don't know how many people, and you've got information, right? Did they just put that up and I didn't see it?
Yeah.
Stars in the House. There it is, SethRudetsky.com. You can find out all the information from Seth's place. Otherwise, you can also just go to StarsInTheHouse.com or the Seth Concert Series. But the Stars in the House, what I love about it is it's such a broad range of people. I got to be on it at one point, and it was a little intimidating, I have to tell you, because it was like, ay. I mean, it was on there with some freaking violinist who had played, every concert hall in the world. I mean, he was amazing. And then some other guy, it's like, holy schmoly. B2, everybody, B2. So it was pretty exciting. But what I like about it is it's such a variety of people. You can tune in, if you're an opera fan, or you're whatever, it doesn't matter. You're going to see something you like. You're going to see somebody that you're going to connect with. And then you're going to learn something about something maybe you're not that interested in that's suddenly will be interesting because you'll meet somebody from that discipline.
We have a lot of TV reunions. They're also online. We had ER with George Clooney and Grey's Anatomy, but we have a lot of Broadway. We have Light in the Piazza coming up. And we have Dreamgirls coming up. We have Hedwig with Neil Patrick Harris, and it's all for the Actors Fund. Yeah, it's all for the Actors Fund, but you can watch it for free. StarsInTheHouse.com, and all the old episodes are up.
And you archive them on the website?
Yeah, StarsInTheHouse.com. They're there, or you go to YouTube, and they're all there.
B3, that is so amazing and so wonderful. And I have to find out if your daughter is in college or what she's doing. I'm sorry, this is personal, but I have to find out because Julie's my girl.
Yeah.
And I know she was thinking about going to school, but she wasn't sure. So I thought, we'll ask, we'll find out. Did she go to school or did she stay home? What's she up to?
She wound up over the pandemic. I'll show you. She started taking some college courses online. and then she applied for an art conservatory. So she's going to go. That's what she just painted of us. She's going to go to Purchase next year as an art major.
She can paint?
Yeah, that's her.
She can paint.
Yeah, that's me and James.
That's totally you, and you didn't even have to tell me that was you. I mean, I could have just saw that on a billboard, and I would have known that's you and James. It's amazing. Tell her congratulations, and tell her I couldn't be happier. And that just sounds perfect. She's so artistic. I knew she was artistic.
If she comes home tonight, I'll tell her.
Yeah, make sure that she knows we talked about her and we said hello and wish her well. B11.
Wow, I love that someone saw my YA novel. That's very nice of you. Any plans to write another YA novel soon? You know, it's supposed to be a trilogy. My Awesome Awful Popularity Plan is 10th grade, Rise and Fall is 11th grade, so there should be a senior year coming out. There's also an audiobook available with me and Jesse Tyler Ferguson. So basically the answer is yes. Thank you for asking.
Oh, fabulous. And how many are there?
There are 2 YA novels, 1 regular novel, whatever. There's just I have so many books out, and like they're all sitting in my garage.
How do you have time for all this?
Oh, everybody has time for everything. The only hard job to me is like a 9-to-5 job. Every other thing just takes an hour here, an hour there.
Yeah, but you don't have to. You don't have to put makeup on. I think that's why I've never been able to write a book. I have to.
You're
look,
right.
I have to look pleasant. Wait a minute! Don't go anywhere. So let me bring in while you're here. Telly and Jimmy back again while you're here too. And you said that do you have a favorite musical, Seth? You said you have a lot of funny stories about musical, but is there one that really touches you that you really love? B15.
I would just say because Mary wrote her first show she saw was King and I Yul Brynner tour. I know just a story about that. He was a cranky ass, and especially on that tour. Yeah.
Wow, he looked like such a warm, loving guy, but he wasn't, huh?
No, it was against type. And the little boy on the tour at one point was Anthony Rapp from Rent when he was 10 years old. And Anthony told me that his very first performance on it was a giant theater, and Anthony was 10 years old, and Yul Brynner was in his deathbed at the very last scene. And Anthony was supposed to go like, "Mother, the boat is here," because the king is literally dying. So Yul Brynner was dying, and Anthony went, "Mother, the boat is here." And Yul Brynner went, "Louder!"
For real?
That's what he told me.
Bingo.
I love it. I love that bingo hit right now. I mean, sometimes the timing is there. Oh my God, that is hilarious. And on his deathbed, he said louder.
Yeah, had the energy for that to give a note.
Well, of course. Of course, that is a scream. And I didn't know that kid was in The King and I didn't know he was
Yeah, he was a little, he did student, what was it called? The Little Prince on Broadway. They cast the little boy as a Little Prince, fired him, and then Anthony took over. It's fun to be fired when you're 10. And then Anthony took over, devastating, and then he did the King and I tour.
Can you imagine? I didn't grow up like that. I did not grow up like that.
He was a Showbiz kid. He was in, Adventures in Babysitting. He was like a working kid.
We all grow up fairly conventional, though, all of us, right? You grew up with music lessons in school and everything, right, Seth? I mean, you weren't in New York as a kid, were you?
No, I was. I was doing, actually, I was like a Showbiz kid, too. But I wasn't successful like Anthony. I was like you're too Jewish to be cast and too untalented. It's all good.
We've all heard that before. All right.
I was going to say, Telly did Stars in the House, and he was fabulous. Brava. Thank you, Telly. And we were just in the middle of talking about Telly being Aladdin when he was rudely cut off.
I know. That's what I thought. That's why I called him back.
By bingo. How rude. Bingo.
I know. You would think. And of all the things to interrupt you at a bingo bonanza would be a bingo. It's just unthinkable. So tell the crowd, though, about Aladdin, because it is that was a great opportunity for you. Yeah. I got to see it in New York, and then I got to go backstage. Was I with Matt at that time? My manager, I think, and I went.
Yes.
Because I go with Dominic, my friend, too. But
it's magic. It's Broadway magic. It really is. I get to fly 8 times a week on a carpet. You're like, come on.
Crazy. And you're not still doing it, though, are you?
No. I did 2 years, and I finished in 2019.
But you just finished before.
I finished right before all of it, sort of.
I didn't know you were still doing it then. Wow, 2 years, but that's great, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I had such a good time doing it. And it's
regular work. Regular work is like what it's about sometimes, and it's rewarding, but it's also nice just to have a job.
Yeah. It's also like lovely people to go have a job with. Like when you go see them, it's just they're lovely human beings to, you know.
That's what Matt and I thought when we went backstage. We got to go. Telly invited us to come back and meet the people. What a nice group of people! It was like a little party in your dressing room.
I was inspired by Alan Cumming, and Alan Cumming always had Club Cumming, and so I started my dressing room as Bar Telly. So I started like a Bar Telly when people would come over and have drinks after the show. You know, I always said if I ever had my own dressing room and I was like the star of a show, that's what I do.
This is going to happen. Oh, that's fantastic. Hang on a minute. Let's find out from Chris who won. Not to interrupt you again, but how about this, Chris?
I love this. I mean, this is what a great show. I mean, singing and oh my God, and people, I'm flustered by it all.
It's fun, isn't it? It's fun.
It is fun. And speaking of flustered, I'm sure that Eric over in Minneapolis is flustered because he just won our bingo. Congratulations.
In Minneapolis?
That's right.
That's Richfield adjacent. Hot dog, we got a wiener. Play that game.
Bingo makes it better, it makes everything okay. From facial sores to civil wars, black plague to tooth decay. Bingo makes it better, it can heal the world today. For help with all our problems, don't you grab your balls and play.
Now I'm grabbing my balls and I'm loading this up, and Lewis thinks I'm grabbing a wiener, but I'm not. And but we want to remind you that next week we're going to be doing Daddy's Balls Bingo, and that's going to be a lot of fun. That's going to be a dad-based thing. So hopefully we'll have dads. That's what we're hoping for. And so please, if you know of anyone, let us know, or anyone that wants to be on the show. We're always looking for folks to come and join us. So and then I want to bring back Telly to grace us, if he could, with some sort of musical treat. And beforehand I said, I hope you would do this, and I didn't really ask you to do this. So I mean, I'm asking. See, I wait to really ask until you're in front of everyone, and then it's sort of like you can't say no. You could say no to me otherwise, because I'd still be your friend.
Well, there were so many people who said Rent was their favorite Broadway show, so I figured everybody sing along. You're gonna sing. 525,600 minutes, 525,000 moments, oh dear. 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year? In daylights, in sunsets, in midnights, in cups of coffee, in inches, miles, in laughter and strife. In 525,600 minutes, how do you measure a year in the life? How about love? How about love? How about love? Measuring love. Seasons of love, seasons of love. Measure your life in love.
Oh, that is so beautiful. Lewis and I are slow dancing together. Oh, we love it. Measure in love. And that made me think of Lewis, and it made me think of all my friends. And oh my gosh, I love that song. That is a beautiful tune. And then the help from Jimmy was fabulous. I felt like I was there.
We needed some Miss Richfield bobblehead choreography. We needed some Broadway choreography.
And that's about the choreography I do. Is that I sort of stand and shake my head. You know, that is so beautiful. Thank you so much. That kind of gets us into our final. We have one last game, and actually, before we do that last game, I want to remind you, if you want to send a gift to us, we do appreciate it. And Chris, you could come back on with us if you want to, Chris, and remind the folks how they can do that. It's always good to do it between games, and we're going to start our last game momentarily here.
That's right. So there's a couple different ways you can do it. If you're watching on Facebook, you can just press the little button that popped up now. You can also at the bottom get a phone call, of course, when you're.
It's live, folks. It's live theater.
That was me. And also you can Venmo Richfield Tips, PayPal me Richfield Tips, and if you're playing along on the bottom of your card, you can send something. Either way, we appreciate it. It makes this all work. Speaking of people that makes this all work, I want to send a big thank you to our share winner, Robin Grand. So congratulations, Robin.
No way! You know who Robin is? Robin is a friend of mine. That is so. Robin is a friend of mine from high school, and Robin and I. Here's what's so special about this is we had a great theater program at Richfield High School. And so we did the Fantastics when I was a sophomore, and Finian's Rainbow when I was a junior, and the Music Man when I was in my senior year. And Robin worked with the director. She was the person who did a lot. She was his assistant, which is a lot of work because it was an amazing, we'd always have a cast of like 50 kids involved and an orchestra. We had an orchestra, a student orchestra. That's how big the school was, and which they don't have anymore, sadly. But it was really, so Robin, that's really special that she got the share winner tonight because we used to work on shows together. Isn't that wild? She still works in Richfield, lives in Bloomington. So we still stay in touch. So that's cool. That's really fun. That's really, really fun. I love that. So thank you so much, Chris. And anything else we need to know before we go into our final game, Chris? Did I miss anything? Or
no, I think we're good. I think we're ready for Four Corners Bingo.
Four Corners Bingo, and Four Corners Bingo is pretty quick. So so you have to pay attention because only the first person that gets bingo gets our $10 gift certificate. So I forgot. Oh. She's only supposed to hit the gong once, and then they get a little, anyway, and I think it's the malt liquor, which really, anyway, that's what creates the gas, actually. So it's Four Corners Bingo, which means we're only going to calling B's and O's, just B's and O's, okay? Just B's and O's, and all you have to get is those four corners. If you have all you have to do is refresh your card. To get a new card, refresh your card. You get a brand spanking new set of cards. Play on all three. And before we leave, Telly, I have to find out Jimmy, what are you doing these days? Now, I know you are a supportive partner. And are you guys married? I don't even know. How long have you been together?
We are.
We've been married for 3 years.
Yeah, 24 years.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
We've been together for
17
years.
I didn't know you'd been together that long.
Yeah, we met when we were
17 years and then married. Oh, that's really cool. And then now tell me, hang on a minute. B8. So tell me, we have to find out now. What do you do for work, Jimmy? What's your job?
I work for the Smithsonian Institution. The
You
museum
do?
complex in Washington,
I
D.C.
love the Smithsonian. I mean,
we do too. We have an office in New York that mainly handles the magazine, which I run.
oh, so you're involved in that magazine, that fancy magazine. Oh,
Yeah.
you know what? I love that magazine because they have such beautiful pictures. I'm not a big reader. I'm too busy living life to be reading about it, But I do love that magazine. I've seen it many times. What a beautiful thing. And but you want to hear the crazy thing? I really haven't seen much of the Smithsonian. I've been to DC many times, but most of it's in DC, or is it all in DC?
We have a few museums in New York, the Cooper Hewitt Design Museum and the American Indian Museum downtown, but everything else is in DC, and we're slowly reopening all our museums right now.
I'd love to see that American Indian one, 064, because we have a big American Indian population in the Twin Cities, in Minnesota. So, it's not always a good history. It's a sad history sometimes, but it's good to know the history, right? It's good to know what's going on. Yeah. So I'd love to go to that sometime. Maybe when I'm are you living in New York, you too? Oh, of course you are, because you're in
We are. Yeah, we're here.
So I'll have to call you. I'm coming to the Triad. I'm going to be at the Triad this year.
Oh.
063. And before we do it, now you guys can stay because we have to bring these 4 people in that we haven't talked to yet. Come on in. We have to bring in Karen. Oh, did you think we forgot you? We did not.
Yes.
We did not forget you. It's just these theater people, you know. You know, these theater people, it's me.
Yeah.
You know it is? And so in fact, let's bring in everybody. Let's bring in Seth and Mary and and we haven't talked to Brian either.
Oh, we haven't talked to Brian.
Brian, we have to talk to you. And we're only calling B's and O's. So when I think of B's, I think of Brian. Brian. And so, Brian, how many kids are at that camp? I mean, how many kids? And this seems like a camp that Seth might have gone to. Did you go to that camp, Seth?
Hold on. My daughter went, but Brian, please brag. And
Yes,
Adam Levine
I'm
went
about
there.
to. I'm gonna start bragging now. So
brag.
So Adam Levine and Jesse Carmichael both came to camp. That's how they met. Adam Levine and Jesse Carmichael, Maroon 5. They met at French Woods, which is so cool. And so, but on top of that, Jason Robert Brown is one of our alums. Ben Pesek is also. Zach Posen, the great fashion designer. Zach Posen was my camper when I was a bunk counselor. I've been with the camp for more than 25 years. Andrea Burns, Barrett Foa. Missy Errico, Melissa Errico, all these people were people that grew up at French Woods. Doug Besterman, who's a great orchestrator on Broadway. Michael Kozerin, Telly. He worked at camp when he was 17, but his 2 siblings went to camp as campers. But he was a camp counselor like at the age of 17. I don't know if you were performing, but I was, Kaz invited me to sit the pit for Aladdin. He gave me his full scores because he could just conduct that show from memory without a score. It was amazing. But French Woods is such a magical place. We have like 300 kids this coming session, but then we're going to be back to our fighting strength. At a peak summer, we can have like 600 kids at camp, 700 kids at camp.
Wow.
And the productions we do more than 50 full-length Broadway productions at camp over the course of the 12 weeks for camp.
Full orchestra.
Well, hang on a second. 061. You have to tell us now because there could be people watching, Brian, who have children who are like mega talented, and they think, "How do I get my kid plugged into that?" What is the process there?
We are open enrollment. We bring every kid. Any kid who wants to be in a show gets to be in a show. That's what's magical about camp. A kid that wants to be in a musical and wants that experience, we let them have it. And so they come to camp. Same thing with our music program. We audition them and place them in an ensemble of their level. So we have a symphony orchestra. And by the way, that's one of the coolest things we've added to the program. The music program has been around since day one, but we began a side-by-side with the New York Pops. So I don't know if anybody could see that. This was the last one we did before we shut down. So you can see we had Bitsy Wolf, we had Cesar Simoyoa from Come From Away, who's a French Woods alum, and of course Maestro Stephen Reinecke. We featured 2 of our kids, and we did this amazing program. And it's just an amazing experience for all the kids because the instrumentalists get to play. Yes, Seth, I want to do that too. I'm dying to do that with you. He wants to do Rhapsody in Blue. I'm like dying to program that piece with you. So it's a wonderful, magical place, and I've been so blessed to grow up here. I decided to become a conductor and an educator because I was at French Woods.
And is it something that operates? Does it just operate more in the summer, or is it kind of a year-round thing? 067.
We run from June. We opened June 10th this year. We run from June till the end of August, and we run 4 3-week sessions and then one week tryout session for the kids to try out, which just gives them a chance to try all the activities. And yes, Julie was at camp. She got to do a lot of her artwork, which clearly she got it to express herself there. And that's what's special about the place.
That is so fantastic. And it's in the Catskills, right?
Yeah, it's just on the western end of the Catskills. We overlook the Delaware River. The gorgeous Delaware River is right in our backyard. It's a wonderful, beautiful place. The founder of French Woods, Ron Schaefer, he's 82 years young. When he started this place, he was a middle school band director in Brooklyn, New York. He was at Shallow Junior High School, Telly.
Shallow.
And he was at Shallow, and I was going to be his student had he not retired. I went to Shallow for middle school, and I would have been his band student had he not retired.
Isn't that amazing how connected everything is? I mean, that's what's so cool, and that's what you're doing is you're connecting people at such a young age. That's so great. to other people that can plug them in and grow and develop. It's amazing. It's just amazing. But they must have to put those shows on pretty quick. If you're just
we do those shows. They go up in it's 2 weeks. They basically put on. They rehearse for about 2 weeks. Then we have the rehearsal week, festival week, and we put the show on in about 18 days, really. The pit orchestras.
Like how I put my shows together.
There you go. Yeah, our pit orchestras get about 6 hours of rehearsal, and that's it. And the pit orchestras. That's the other thing. You talked about how your high school had a student pit. Our orchestras are a hybrid between our college-age staff and our campers.
Wow!
And for the first time 2 years ago, we did an all-camper pit. We did Pirates of Penzance, and it was all campers. Not a single staff member played in the show, and it was so wonderful.
Fun! Oh, I love that musical. Oh, that would be exciting to hear. And that must be, but it must be exciting for them to get in the pit. And I mean, I just remember hearing the first time I went to a touring Broadway production, Overture is what got me. I mean, I almost wept just when the Overture started because
I wish
you don't listen.
We missed the great Broadway Overture. It doesn't exist anymore. All the new shows, it's like 5 seconds of an overture and you're done. You're out. I mean, where's the great overtures? I mean, Gypsy is pretty much the greatest Broadway overture of all time.
Of all time,
it is the greatest. I mean, musically, but also formulaically, it is like the best. Every transition is seamless. It is the most perfect Broadway overture composed.
Yeah, it's amazing. It is so amazing. B6, everybody, B6. So hang on a minute. Now, we haven't spoken to these people who are on the others. Now, are they on the other side of the Catskills?
Oh, I'm sorry. We fell asleep.
We fell asleep.
I'm sorry.
We fell asleep?
Are you talking to us? We have to wake up.
Well, wake yourself up. Look alive. And where are you? Are you near that camp? Are you anywhere near the camp?
We're technically in Fleischmann, near Margaretville.
He would know. Brian would know.
Sort of. You're about an hour, 15 minutes out. If you're in near Margaretville, you're about an hour and 15 minutes out. Just over the reservoir. It's just over the reservoir.
Yep.
And what brings you to the Catskills? Why are you vacationing in the Catskills?
We were going to vacation in Maine, but we weren't sure at the time whether things were going to be open, so we decided to stay in New York State.
Just siblings.
Yeah.
Just siblings. And you're all siblings.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, that is so cool that you can vacation with your siblings. That's something I wouldn't probably do. I don't know. Would anyone else do that with their siblings? Go to the Catskills with your siblings? I would have done it when we were kids. B13. Remember, just 4 quarters.
Can I do a shout out, Miss Fridgefield?
Absolutely.
First to Brent, Keith's partner, who has been our drink filler. Come on in, Brent. And to my daughter-in-law, Meg, who's watching, and our friend Karen from Australia, who's watching.
Oh, you said you watched with a friend from Australia.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, how crazy is that?
There's Brent.
And are they watching it? With the time difference is like 6 hours. I mean, it's actually 18 hours.
She's watching.
She's watching.
Oh my gosh! Well, hi Australia. I've been, when I go on my tours, my cruises, I've been to Australia several times. 66, and I've been to the Sydney Opera House. Speaking of fabulous musical places to visit, and interesting, that's been fascinating. And I absolutely love Australia, and I love the people, and they have an amazing art scene over there. They are an amazing. It's an amazing place. I don't know if any of you artists played in Australia.
Sydney was our honeymoon.
Oh, you're kidding?
Yeah.
On an actor's salary. How much are they paying you to ride that carpet? All right, B1. B1, everybody. Remember, it's only 4 corners. I mean, has everyone... 65. We're only calling B's and O's. Now, some lucky person... So anyway, there is a bingo. I knew that had to be coming up shortly because it's pretty quick. And so, Chris, we have to find out now who won the last bingo, the $10 off, the coupon for the Redbubble store.
Our winner is our friend Natalie from Exeter. We love Natalie. She's been on a few times.
Natalie? Oh, we love Natalie. Hot dog, Natalie, you are a wiener. Congratulations, girl.
Bingo makes it better, it makes everything okay. From facial sores to civil wars, black plague to tooth decay. Bingo makes it better, it can heal the world today. For help with all our problems, don't you grab your balls and play.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. This has been such a oh wait, hang on a minute. Oh, there goes Naomi and Yvonne. They're riding the Harley out. And that means we've hit the end of the show. I want to thank all of our guests so much for joining us tonight for Broadway Bingo. Next week is Daddy's Balls Bingo, and that won't be quite as classy. So thank you, Telly and Jimmy. Thank you so much. I can't wait to see you. Hopefully I'll see you in P-Town. Mary and Larry, as always, we appreciate all that you do. And I'll definitely be seeing you in P-Town. Seth, give your love to James and Julie. We love you so much. We love your work and all that you've done for the unemployed actors of the world. We appreciate that. Brian, wow, amazing to hear about that camp. Keep up the good work. Keep creating stars and then just creating great experiences for the kids. And you folks at the Catskills, vacation and have fun, but let's spell this. Everybody ready to spell Love? Here we go. L is for the way you look at me.
Get on the screen.
O is for the only one I see. Go. D is anyone that you adore. Love me and you. Love.
Love you, Miss Richfield.
Love you. I love you all. Good night.
Good night.
See you next week. Bye.
It makes it better, it makes everything okay. From facial sores to civil wars, black plague to tooth decay. Bingo makes it better, it can heal the world today. For help with all our problems, don't you grab your balls and play.
Now it's your turn. Join with me.
Bingo makes it better, it makes everything okay. From facial sores to civil wars, black plague to tooth decay. Bingo makes it better, it can heal the world today. For help with all our problems, don't you grab your balls and play.
Grab your balls and play. Now you.
Grab your balls and play.
Grab your balls and play.
Grab your
I can
balls and
hear you. Grab your